fulfillment of a dream that spans generations. For other medalists, Ellis Island is a living metaphor for the promise and opportunity that America offers the world. This touches me deeply. As an Iranian immigrant, I came here with not much more than that dream myself. And I believe this is the only country in the world that would allow me to make my dream a reality. I stand here on this hallowed ground in the shadow of Lady Liberty, and I speak to you not only as an immigrant, but as an extremely proud American. Ladies and gentlemen, I beg you all, never take for granted the privilege of being an American. I ask you to help me to honor the achievement and dedication of all of our 2016 medalists, our educators, our healers, our scientists, our artists, and thinkers, and especially the brave men and women in our armed forces. It is the unique talent and diversity of the American people that makes America the greatest nation on earth. One of my heroes, President John F. Kennedy, said, "My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." Our medalists have heard President Kennedy's call, and they have answered with their hearts and soul. And I'm proud to say to all of them, you have earned your Ellis Island Medal of Honor. Congratulations. And thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
When you make a man happy and have some degree of appreciation for what he contributes, you have made a man. You have made a man. Whoever we meet, that's the message we must carry with us. Not to hate, not to outmaneuver. Not only are you fighting and you're out there for your country, but your country is out there for you.
That was one of so many special moments here on Ellis Island. For the entire 30 years of this ceremony, NECO has been honored to have the participation of each branch of the U.S. Armed Forces. And tonight we're proud to have with us the United States Army 82nd Airborne Division, which you saw just a short time ago. The All-American Chorus, they are out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. We also have with us tonight the 1st Marine Corps District from Garden City, New York, the U.S. Naval Weapons Station Earl Color Guard out of Colts Neck, New Jersey, the U.S. Coast Guard Sector, New York, Fort Wadsworth from Staten Island, the U.S. Army Junior ROTC Cadets of Francis Lewis High School from Queens, New York, the U.S. Army ROTC Cadets of Hofstra University, the U.S. Army ROTC Cadets of Fordham University, as well as the New York City Joint Service Color Guard representing the United States Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, Navy, and Coast Guard. Welcome all. Every branch of the armed forces plays, of course, a vital part in the defense of our country. And tonight, NECO is proud to honor 10 military officers. We honor them as individuals who have achieved rank and honor, and we also pay tribute to them as representatives of all the men and women in uniform here and all around the world who stand in harm's way to protect our freedoms. We honor them together as a group. So I ask our military honorees to please come forward to receive your medals as I call your names. NECO is proud to present the Ellis Island Medal of Honor to Vice Admiral Raquel Cruz Bono. Vice Admiral Bono is the highest-ranking American female military medical professional. She has a 34-year record of excellence during peace and in crisis, and is a renowned trauma surgeon who's commanded a naval hospital, served as the U.S. Pacific Command surgeon, and now oversees our largest healthcare system in the Washington, D.C. area. General Ann Dunwoody. General Dunwoody retired in 2012 after 37 years of service as the only female 4-star Army general. General Dunwoody is president of First 24, a leadership, mentoring, and strategic advisory services company. Vice Admiral James Gordon Fogo. Vice Admiral Fogo is commander of the 6th Fleet, commander of Naval Striking and Support Forces, NATO, as well as deputy commander, U.S. Naval Forces Europe. He is a member of the Council of Foreign Relations, has received recognition from the French government for his role in Franco-American relations. Vice Admiral Paul G. Gaffney II. Vice Admiral Gaffney is the President Emeritus of Monmouth University, as well as a retired Vice Admiral of the U.S. Navy. He discovered one of the deepest ridges in the Pacific Ocean near the Philippines, which is now known as Gaffney Ridge. Colonel Peter T. Green III. Colonel Green is the Vice Commander of the 104th Fighter Wing at the Barnes Air National Guard Base. Colonel Green has served in combat and combat support deployments supporting Operations Southern Watch, Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom. He received the Legion of Merit Award for exceptional performance and services to the United States. Brigadier General Paul J. Kennedy. General Paul Kennedy is the commanding general of the Marine Corps Recruiting Command. In 2013, he led the initial response to Typhoon Haiyan and the Nepal earthquake in 2015. Captain Thomas S. Morcan. Captain Morgan serves as the Deputy Sector Commander of the Coast Guard for the Port of New York and New Jersey. Currently, Captain Morgan is working with the U.S. Park Police and the U.S. Park Service to improve contingency response plans at the Statue of Liberty and right here on Ellis Island. Major General Errol R. Schwartz. Major General Schwartz is Commanding General of the Militia of the District of Columbia National Guard. He is responsible for operational readiness and control of the District of Columbia Army and Air National Guard units with 2,700 soldiers and airmen under his command. Major General John Siglob. Major General Siglob is a former Strategic Services Officer, a founding member of the Central Intelligence Agency, and a retired Major General in the United States Army. His career dates back to World War II, when he parachuted into Nazi-occupied France as a covert operative to prepare the French resistance fighters for the D-Day invasion. How impressive is that? And finally, ladies and gentlemen, speaking on behalf of all of our military honorees, it's a great pleasure to introduce a person whose name should be very familiar to you, General Martin Dempsey. General Dempsey. He is the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The highest-ranking military officer in the U.S. Armed Forces. As chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he was the military advisor to the Secretary of Defense and the President of the United States. He recently retired after 41 years of military service, having served in both Operation Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom, ultimately accumulating 42 months in combat. General Dempsey's post-military career includes a teaching position at Duke University on public policy and leadership and giving motivational speeches via the Washington Speakers Bureau. Ladies and gentlemen, General Martin Dempsey.
Well, that is quite an emotional experience, just as you predicted it would be. I have the special privilege of speaking on behalf of those military members who were honored here tonight, as I had the privilege of serving as the chairman for them over the past 4 years. And I want to start by saying that I think all of them would agree with me that our spouses that are out there in the audience, in our particular profession, probably deserve this recognition as much or more as we do. Just a couple of days ago, it was Military Spouse Appreciation Day, and of course tomorrow is Mother Day, so God bless all of you for what you do for all of us. And I'd like to also congratulate our the other recipients of this incredible award. I have just a couple of memories to share with you. One is I have this image. I can't prove that it actually happened, but I believe it happened, and so for me it's real. And that is that my grandmother, who came over here at 16 years old and into that very hall across the way there, she was probably standing in line with her suitcase, and there was probably a couple of fellows behind her, you know, chatting it up, and at one point she probably got a little annoyed at them talking, and she's trying to stand there and follow orders and be thoughtful. And she probably at some point turned around to them and said, you know, you guys can talk all you want, but my grandson's going to be the chairman. So, now I'm not sure that happened, but I can tell you that the next story I'm going to tell you did happen, and that was when I was serving as President Obama's senior military advisor. We had a ceremony to say farewell to Secretary of Defense Panetta. He had finished his term of office. And we had a wonderful military ceremony for him at Fort Myer, and we had the same kind of parade and flags, and it was just terrific. A great recognition of a great public service, Leon Panetta. But at one point, we were sitting on a dais like this, the President, Secretary Panetta in the middle, and I was on the left-hand side. And Secretary Panetta left the podium, or the dais, to go be recognized and to we call it inspect the troops. He was out walking, literally walking around the formation of, it was soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. And while he was out there walking, the President leaned over to me. There was a chair between us, of course, but he leaned over, and, you know, I kind of, out of the corner of my eye, I saw the President leaning over, and I thought, I wonder what this is all about. But he leaned over to me and he said, "Can you believe the three of us are here?" And that's all he said. And then he went back to his chair, I went back to mine, and it was such a profound moment for me, because all he had to say was, "Can you believe the three of us were here?" An African-American, an Italian-American. Leon Panetta's parents immigrated from Italy, and my 4 grandparents. And I thought it was just so telling of who we are as a people. And I agree with you. We can't ever forget that. So on behalf of the military members who received this award tonight, but also of all of us who do really appreciate the fact that we can call ourselves American, God bless us all.
Ellis Island is not only a place, but a state of mind. It is a place through which so many passed, and now so many return to walk the halls, walk down the stairs, imagine what it felt like to arrive here, alone, penniless, but with hope.
Tonight, we are honoring 88 distinguished Americans, as well as 3 international award recipients for a total of 91 medalists representing 37 different nationalities and heritages. We wish we could invite each and every one of our medalists to speak tonight, but if we did that, we'd never get to dinner. So instead, we've asked a few medalists to share their thoughts on what receiving this honor means to them. And our first speaker tonight is Padma Lakshmi. You may recognize her as the host of the Emmy Award-winning TV show, Top Chef. But did you know she's also the executive producer of that program? She's also an accomplished author. She's just released her memoir, Love, Loss, and What We Ate. In addition to her busy schedule, she makes time for an important organization very close to her heart, the Endometriosis Foundation of America, which is increasing awareness, education, and research about the disease that affects over 5 million women in our country. She is one of very accomplished and compassionate lady. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our medalist, Padma Lakshmi.
I'm incredibly honored to be here and receive this incredible, amazing honor I never thought I would ever receive. And I want to thank NACO and all of those responsible for this really lovely and beautiful event and for bestowing this honor on me tonight. I also want to thank my co-founder, Dr. Tamara Sechkin of the Endometriosis Foundation of America, for nominating me. And it's especially moving to me to be receiving this medal one day before Mother's Day, because I'd like to dedicate this medal to my mother, who came here in 1972 as a nurse with little else to make a better life for me and for her, and I joined her.